The first warning came as a whisper across the Galaxy Council's long-range sensors. A wave of unknown energy signatures appeared at the edge of human space, moving fast, moving with purpose. But the Council ignored it. They believed humanity would stay silent, as always. They believed Earth would not react. They were wrong. Now, the hailstorm was beginning. High above Jupiter's orbit, Commander Elias Ward stood on the bridge of the human dreadnought Horizon's Wrath. The ship was silent, waiting, like a giant beast hiding in the dark. Elias watched dozens of red enemy markers appear on the holographic map. A full alien battle group was entering human territory without permission. They thought humans were weak. They thought humans would bow. Ilya smiled coldly. Across the fleet, human ships activated their weapons one by one. Blue light filled the bridge as the fire control systems came alive. The crew felt the tension rise through the floor, through the air, like electricity before a storm. Everyone knew this time, humanity was not going to hold back. The alien ships moved closer, forming an attack formation. Their hulls glowed red, like burning metal. They expected fear. They expected surrender. But they did not know what humanity had built in silence. They did not know that Earth had prepared for this moment for years. Enemy fleet has crossed the boundary, the AI reported. Elias raised his hand. Begin the hailstorm. In an instant, humanity struck. A wall of blue plasma fire launched from the human dreadnoughts. Cutting through space like lightning, alien ships exploded in brilliant flashes. Their formation shattered in seconds. The aliens scrambled, surprised, confused, unprepared. For the first time, the galaxy saw human fury. And the hailstorm had only just begun. Smoke and fire spread across the enemy fleet as the first human strike tore their formation apart. The alien commanders tried to regain control, shouting orders in panic, but their ships were spinning, breaking, and colliding with each other. They had never seen humans attack with such speed, or such cold precision. On the bridge of Horizon's Wrath, Commander Elias Ward watched the chaos without emotion. The holographic map showed enemy vessels blinking out one by one, small flashes marking their destruction. He knew this was only the beginning. Humanity could not afford mercy now. Enemy ships attempting regroup, the AI reported. Elias nodded. Let them try. Across human space, defense platforms activated. Massive cannons hidden inside asteroids turned toward the battle. Energy shields expanded like blue wings. Every human colony, every station, every ship was now part of one purpose: push the invaders back. The alien fleet finally managed to form a second line. Stronger and tighter. Their largest battleship moved forward, its hull glowing bright red, releasing waves of energy. It fired a massive blast toward the human dreadnought. The beam hit. The shockwave rushed across space, shaking every console on the bridge. The crew held on as alarms screamed. But when the light faded, Horizon's Wrath was still standing, its shields cracked, but unbroken. The aliens froze. No ship had ever survived that weapon before. Elias leaned forward. His voice was calm, almost too calm. Return fire. Human dreadnoughts unleashed their second barrage. Blue plasma tore through the enemy's flagship, slicing it in half. A silent explosion followed, bright and final. The alien fleet's morale cracked instantly. For the first time, fear ran through the invaders. They finally understood humanity was not defending itself. Humanity was punishing them. The destruction of the alien flagship changed everything. What began as a confident invasion was turning into a desperate struggle for survival. Ships that once moved with pride now drifted in confusion, their formations collapsing under the weight of fear. Commander Elias Ward watched the enemy scatter. He could almost feel their panic through the silent void. They finally understand, he murmured. Across the human fleet, captains received the same command: no retreat. No hesitation. Secure the border. Inside the war room of Earth Command, generals stood around a glowing galaxy map. The alien attack had awakened something they had kept hidden for years: Project Retribution. A classified human weapon system never used before. Now, high-ranking officers debated whether it was time to release it. But even without it, humanity was already fighting like a power the galaxy had never known. On the battlefield, human ships opened their secondary weapon arrays. Rail cannons fired metal slugs at impossible speeds. Laser grids cut through smaller enemy crafts. Drones launched from hidden bays, ripping through armor like knives through paper. The aliens tried a final push. Their cruisers charged together, forming a massive triangle attack pattern. It was their strongest formation, designed to break any enemy line. But humanity was not any enemy. Horizon's wrath, shift to counter formation. Elias ordered engines roared to life. The dreadnought moved with deadly grace, sliding between alien ships like a blade. Human fighters swarmed around it, their engines burning bright blue. The alien formation cracked, then shattered completely. Explosions lit the darkness like stars. Being born and dying in the same breath, humanity had been patient for too long. Now, unleashed and unstoppable, they were reclaiming their honor, one broken enemy ship at a time. Far from the battlefield, inside the shining halls of the Galaxy Council, panic spread like wildfire. The council chambers, once calm and full of order, now echoed with shouting voices and trembling fear. Holograms of the human counterattack floated in the center of the room, showing alien ships breaking apart under blue human fire. They were not supposed to react like this. One ambassador cried. They were warned. Another shouted back. We told them not to enter human space. They all knew the truth. The invaders ignored the council's warning, and now the council was powerless to stop what was coming. Councillor Varnock, the oldest member, stared at the footage in silence. Humanity had always been the quiet members of the galaxy, watching, listening, learning. No one expected them to rise with such strength. No one expected them to strike with such ruthless accuracy. This is on us, Varnock finally said. We allowed them to provoke humanity. Another hologram appeared, a live feed of the alien fleet in full retreat. Ships were exploding, one by one. Human dreadnoughts chased them like hunters chasing broken prey. The council members watched in horror. They have awakened a warrior species, Varnock whispered, back on the battlefield. Commander Elias Ward received a message. It was from the Galaxy Council, a plea for ceasefire, a request to stop the destruction. Elias didn't answer. Instead, he watched human ships push deeper into enemy space. The aliens who once acted invincible were now begging for mercy. Commander, the AI asked softly, what is your decision? Elias closed his eyes for a moment. The memory of the violated border, the dead civilians, the broken of it returned like a storm. Humanity offered peace, he said coldly. They chose war. His eyes opened. Continue the advance. The battlefield stretched across the stars as humanity pushed forward. Wreckage from destroyed alien ships floated like broken bones in the dark. Every explosion echoed a simple truth: the galaxy had forgotten humans were not weak. They were patient, and patience had limits. Commander Elias Ward stood at the center of the bridge, watching the enemy fleet fall back toward their home sector. But something felt different now. The aliens were no longer retreating in panic, they were regrouping. New enemy signatures detected, the AI reported. Large, very large. Everyone on the bridge looked up as a massive shadow emerged from hyperspace. An alien supercarrier, bigger than any ship humans had ever faced, appeared with a thunderous burst of light. Its hull glowed red, covered in ancient symbols. Thousands of fighter drones unfolded from its wings like a swarm. The crew felt the pressure instantly. This was no ordinary ship. This was their enemy's final hope. Elias remained still, so they finally send their true strength. The alien supercarrier released its first strike. A wave of red energy beams tore through space, hitting two human cruisers. Both ships erupted into bright fireballs. The crew fell silent. For the first time since the battle began, humanity felt the weight of danger. Elias gripped the command rail. All ships' defensive grid. Bring the Wrath's main cannon online. Deep within the dreadnought, a massive blue core ignited, trembling like a star being born. The main cannon charged slowly, humming with colossal power, but the enemy wasn't waiting. The supercarrier launched its entire drone swarm, thousands of red eyes glowing as they rushed toward the human fleet like a tidal wave. The turning point had arrived. One side would break here, one side would rise. Ilias stared at the incoming swarm. "Hold the line," he whispered. "Humanity doesn't fall today." The alien drone swarm rushed forward like a living storm, covering the darkness with thousands of red lights. Every human ship felt the pressure as alarms echoed across the fleet. This was the enemy's last strike, powerful, relentless, and meant to crush humanity once and for all. But humanity had not come this far to fall. Inside Horizon's Wrath, the main cannon reached full charge. The blue core glowed brighter than the stars outside, vibrating through the entire dreadnought. Crew members felt the energy humming in their bones. The ship itself seemed alive, ready to unleash its fury. Cannon at 100%. The AI said. Commander Elias Ward looked at the enemy supercarrier, the heart of the alien armada. If that ship survived, humanity would lose everything. If it fell, the war would end in one moment. "Target the carrier," Elias ordered quietly. "Fire." The cannon released a single, massive beam of blue plasma so bright, it lit the battlefield like a new sun. The beam tore through the drone swarm, vaporizing them instantly, cutting a burning path straight toward the enemy. Super-carrier. The aliens tried to shield it. They failed. The beam struck the supercarrier, dead center for 3 long seconds. Nothing happened, then silence shattered. A gigantic explosion erupted, brighter than anything the fleet had ever seen. The shockwave spread across space, pushing wreckage and fire in every direction. The alien armada collapsed. Their remaining ships broke formation and surrendered instantly, their weapons powering down in fear. On the council's screens, the explosion lit up their chambers. Every ambassador fell silent. The message was clear. Humanity was no longer a small voice in the galaxy. Humanity was a force that could shake the stars on the bridge. Elias exhaled slowly. "It's over," the AI whispered. Elias watched the glowing debris fade into darkness. "No," he said softly. "It's only the beginning for humanity."